Hey everybody, welcome to the Ron Line Report. Today's guests, that's an S at the end of guests. We have Classic Physique Pro superstar Logan Franklin and his coach, you know him well, Milos the Mind Sarcev, joining us from Las Vegas, Nevada. And what trophy is that in the background, guys? What is that?
There's some of my statues. You know, this one was from 1997. A guy came to my house, did all the measurements, did the 360 degrees pictures, and made a bronze.
Oh wow!
It's wonderful. And then the other one, I don't know if you see that was my torso. You know, I actually had to be like 7 minutes in that position, not breathe, not move for a quarter of an inch, and I got it. So everybody should do it. When you're in this kind of shape, you should immortalize your upper body because it's not going to be the same 20 years from now.
Ain't that the truth? So, Logan, first of all, you've been working with Milos now how long?
Almost a year.
Oh, wow. And this is the first time you've actually been able to train with him, or no?
Yeah, this is the first time that I've been able to take a few days, come out here, get some one-on-one, you know, just complete full bodybuilding stuff.
I mean, what was going on? Would you have a baby or something? That's right, you did have a baby. So
I was like, okay, sarcasm.
So this has been a while in the works, right? So
yes.
I've also been following your social media, and are you competing again in a couple of weeks?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, 2 weeks. The Shawn Ray Hawaiian Classic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think the last time we talked, I think you dropped a little hint that you were thinking about that show.
Yeah.
So Shawn Ray, you're going to be very happy that we're plugging your show, Shawn Ray Hawaiian Classic, because yeah, that's right. I think he just added Pro Classic not that long ago, like a few months ago. I think he finally got the sanction and everything and the go ahead for it. So
shoot, I don't know. I was told about it maybe 5-6 months ago. Actually,
before Classic,
before even the Texas Pro, I knew about the show, and then I said maybe I'll do it because I was thinking I was going to do the Texas Pro, the Arnold, and then the Olympia. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be done with the year. I don't want to go anymore. But then after the Texas Pro, I was like, you know what? Literally the week after, I said, fuck it, I'm going to do the Hawaii show. Posted that I did it, or posted that I signed the contract. Let everybody know, you know, everyone wants to see my stuff where I'm competing next. So if anyone was going to show up, you know, I figured they would see the opportunity to compete with me and sign the contract.
Well, or they would be scared away. I mean, you know, one or the other. Those are the two possibilities. Milos, were you on board with this decision? Were you supportive? Or did
absolutely. You know, look, he needs early qualification. Last year, we were pretty much sure that this is going to happen. And he picked the Texas show. He's from Texas. It was a good show to qualify. And then he lost by 1 point. I kind of tried to convince him to do some other qualifiers before. But then he just
California show.
Yeah, there was California show. There was a wide open, and you know, he actually believed that this year he maybe wasn't too competitive with Chris still. He's like, so let's have another year. Now, after we saw what Chris looked like at the Olympia, and he wasn't at his best, I really wish that Logan was there because if you look at his Arnold Classic look and presentation improved slightly. He would give Chris, you know, discomfort and run for money. I'm not going to say that he would beat him, but he would close that gap and put himself as the first contender. So now, you know, hopefully he's going to win Shawn Ray Classic. We're going to have a full year, and we're working on our height, as we told you before.
Yeah. Well, if you find out how to get taller, you
quarter of an inch, so you can gain 10 more pounds.
So yeah, so what height did they measure you at? You said 5'11 3/4, Logan?
Yeah, 5'11 3/4.
So you need to get a quarter inch taller at the age of 29. How do you put
30?
30. Oh,
I'll take 29 though.
Well, I know a lot of women who stayed 29 for many, many years, but so Milos, you say that I have an inversion table. I've been using that. It doesn't, because I'm trying to get back to, if I could get back to 5'8", I'd be pretty freaking happy at this point. I know that sounds pretty
physiologically impossible. Of course. Yeah, of course. It's come on. If this is the method of you know, increasing your height, how many, not millions, but billions people would do that? You know, and it would be studies, and it would be inversion table sales off the chart all over the world, right? It doesn't work, of course, but if you want to straighten out your spine a little bit, we took that picture just for the fun of it, because you have to have legitimate excuse if you can grow at the age of 20 something, right?
Sure.
So that sounds like, for people that don't think much, it sounds believable.
Yeah. Or what if your hair was like really poofy? Do they really squash down the hair, or do they not want to squash your hair? Do they want to not mess up your hairdo?
I don't know. A lot of the times they tell me to unlock my knees, so therefore I'm actually just slightly shorter.
Unlock you can't even have your knees locked?
I'm joking.
Oh, you're joking. I think they say slouch. Before,
But I mean, on a serious note, because I'm sure that even officials are thinking about it. Originally, somebody had to come up with the formula, height and weight. I don't know exactly how they determined this, but in the last 5 years, I've seen a lot of classic physique guys that look just perfect, but they were 10 pounds overweight. Many people, probably you included, think that back in the 90s, I was type of classic physique.
100%.
But I would be 15 pounds too heavy. I was, at least 237 back early, and then I even get. So I would not make the weight. I look classic, but I wouldn't make the weight.
Yeah.
So I think it should be some kind of freedom, some kind of maybe extra poundages of consideration. If you're a quarter-inch away, okay, that's just like at the UFC. You don't make the weight by 1 pound. They still let you compete in that category. So I think it should be a little bit. Because let's face it, all the fans in the world seeing Logan, they say, okay, he has a beautiful physique, everything is there. Maybe he needs to be a little bit bigger, but now he's already capped up. He's 221 at the 222 limit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it should be something maybe hopefully that IBB can consider. We all love classic. It's a beautiful sport. It's the future. Everybody likes it, but everybody's now limited, right? And they cannot grow to their full potential. So I think on that merits, maybe they should consider giving an extra 5 pounds or some kind of different percentage.
I mean, this is kind of like when they talk about 212 should change to the 220 division or something like that, because there's a lot of guys who that few pounds makes a massive difference in the way they look. But I have to throw this out there before we talk about you guys training together. Logan, I was so impressed with you at the Arnold Classic that in the Olympia previews I did right after that, I think not one, but two of them, I talked about how you were going to do in the Olympia. And in my mind, in the back of my mind, I knew you weren't in the Olympia, but as I was doing the previews, I started talking about, I think Logan could do this or that. Like my mind was warped. I thought you were going to be in Olympia, and people were correcting me and thinking I was on crack. I was not on crack. I was just, yeah.
All good.
But yeah, that's how impressed I was. You look freaking amazing at the Arnold Classic. Best I've ever seen you by far. And
Thank you so much.
All right, so now let's talk about Camp Mishko. What was the very first workout? What did you guys train together?
Back. Yeah, pretty much an hour after I landed, got back here, got settled, and then went. Or did we eat a meal? Ate a meal and then we left.
Yeah, we did a great back workout at Powerhouse. The next day we did the chest at the ATI gym, and yesterday we did the arms for Jake Other TV in Dragon's Lair. And right now, as you catch this before the workout, legs. I told you, okay, he's eating a meal and we are going straight into doing legs. One thing I'll tell you guys, I mean, watching Logan execute every exercise, it's like, oh my God, perfection, just like he's posing. So a lot of people don't pay attention to the details. Oh my God, even when I tried to get him a little bit sloppier form, he doesn't want to do it. He is doing in this most strict form, slow eccentric, slow concentric, peak contraction, full range of motion, like, oh my God. So he actually made me look pretty bad, because he did so good. And I appreciate that, because that's where quality comes from. I said this to many people, it's not lifting weights, it's stimulating muscle. And then there is not time under tension and a contraction, it's a maximal time under tension and maximal contraction. And that's what he does. I mean, he squeezed the life out of the muscle in every rep.
So Logan, the back workout, how is that different from the style of training that you've been doing on your own for years now?
Well, I've never done giant sets ever. So it's the first time going from like 4 or 5 different exercises back to back. So it was different. Got the muscles completely pumped in a different way. Sore. It was just a change up. It was great. The intensity, I'm used to the intensity just because, I train with what I would think is a pretty high intense, training style with the way that we train with blood volumizing with Cash Guidry's my trainer back in Texas. So similar intensity, just different. It's kind of hard to explain. Just learn to love it.
Yeah, Cash and I look a lot of things the same way. I just he prefer straight sets over some giant sets, but he still does volumization, not so heavy. Execution is meticulous, and which you can see on Logan's physique. Keep in mind, he was man's physique, right? And coming into classic physique, and now soon, hopefully, he's going to be contending for the title. So this is how good he is.
I thought you were going to say soon he's going open. The way you were talking. But,
Shit, no.
Milos, you got to clear this up. You cleared it up on the YouTube comment section from the video we talked about Regan. Some guy went and said, Milo, this guy's Regan's screwed. Giant sets don't build mass. That everybody knows it. That's a fact. And I think you answered politely, and you explained that's not all that all you do in the training, but we do have people who say the giant sets are worthless because you're not using maximum poundage and this and that. So can you just address that for a second?
Yeah, listen, I love to see when all this, I'm not going to call them idiots, okay? but unexperienced people, right, are giving me advice. So I usually ask them for a phone number if I can maybe pay for the consultation, because I'm really interested what they're going to tell me. But listen, I am always defining what we do. We are maximally stimulating maximum amount of muscle fiber of a targeting muscle group. So chest or legs today. So what does it mean? I want to hit a range of fibers, everything. Now quadriceps, we're going to do all four heads, right? And we're going to do in a different tempo, different speed, different range of motion, different type of contraction, everything. We're going to go something heavy, something light, something slow, something faster. So you try to honestly stimulate maximally. So I get them sometimes out of the comfort zone. Okay, maybe put the heavy load on eccentric. Maybe I would help on concentric. But the idea is you don't go to the gym to have fun, to burn the calories, to go heavy or go home. Every time when you go heavy, what is in your head? Move that sucker, right? Push the weight. There's no way possible you could be focusing on the muscle that you're doing. And he is actually an example that I've never seen before. He used that mind-muscle connection to the point that you can actually squeeze. You can see the muscle is screaming how much he's squeezing. So for all these people who say giant sets, no, we did many things, straight sets. We did a couple of heavy bend over rows. We did a couple of, he did pull-ups. I think that pull-ups is so underrated and forgotten exercise. Everybody should do it. So one heavy pulling move, one heavy rowing move. We did some heavy pullovers, things like this. For anybody that is complaining about come, train with me one time only, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's no picnic, and I'm not trying to be different. I know I have to have a different style, and now call it, I don't know, people are coming with the, you can come FST7 whatever, or YK3 or something. I don't even know. They like to put something that is marketable, and now, what is this? Let me find out. Well, you don't need to find out. I already told you. I want maximum stimulation, a maximum amount of muscle fibers of the same muscle that you're training. How are you going to do that? Heavy myofibril hypertrophy, light pump, sarcoplasmic. So I do both, okay? And I really, when I train, I try to push to the limit. Not always, okay, to the failure, but close to the failure, and different kind of failure. Failure on eccentric, failure or concentric, failure or stretch position, failure or peak contraction. These are kind of things, mix it up. Variety is delightful.
Yeah, I still think you should come up with a catchy name for it, though.
Yeah, well, what would you suggest?
I don't know, like MS, MS, like something like MS Milos Sarcev maximal fibril stimulation. You know, some
Yeah.
some like abbreviated thing.
Yeah, listen,
And there's got to be a number in there. You got to throw a number in there somewhere too.
yeah, 17 maybe, huh, for my
There you go.
birthday.
17.
Man. Yeah. So Logan, what changes have you seen with your physique since you started working with Milos overall?
Oh, just completeness, refinement. You know, obviously the maturity, the quality of the muscle, I've grown, everything. My posing has gotten better because he's keeping me accountable. He's helping me learn new poses, having me try new poses, you know, giving me all sorts of ideas and stuff like that. Just numerous things, everything.
Yeah. I mean, touching on the posing for a second, it's crazy that out of all the divisions we have, the two best posers, in my opinion, right now in the IPB Pro League are yourself and Terrence Ruffin.
Thank you.
Prove me wrong, somebody. Prove me wrong. Who else?
Without a question, but this is probably only two guys that take posing very seriously. I mean, it's sad to say, I'm going to say it publicly, and you know, people are going to complain and hate me for it. Open division bodybuilders don't have a need to construct any posing routine. They just go there, do the mandatories. I mean, I ask, what is your routine? I don't have a routine. What do you mean? You just go there and do the pump up the audience, stick the tongue out, you know, and do the mandatories. Maybe
walk over here,
a few
walk
transitions.
over there, walk over here, walk over there. We're done.
Yeah,
Muscular over here.
yeah, but I tell you this, I've seen everybody since 70s and 80s and 90s, and I'm so impressed with, you know, back in the day, Ed Corney, Mohammed Makavi, Francis Befalo, Lila Brada, Shawn Ray, you know, you name it. There are so many memorable routines. Bob Harris, oh my God, yeah. And I could watch these routines repeatedly and enjoyed it. Now, as we are reporting from Olympia, and it's painful to watch. I mean, I'm a bodybuilder and I want to go there. It's painful to watch. Sometimes even that minute and a half. This is one thing that Karen said when we were going into the show. Logan's Texas posing routine was cut in 90 seconds, and he had a 2.5. So going into the Arnold Classic, and it was the best posing award, $10,000, right? So they were asking him and Terrence, can we complete the routine? Because the routine was a story from beginning to the end. You cannot cut up the end of the story. Oh my God, right? So that's what they did. And then Terrence made a comment. I said, like, listen, you know, some guys should not be allowed after, you know, 60 seconds. And I'm like this American talent or something. When you have that buzzer, get off the stage.
He's got talent, yeah.
Some of the guys should be like this. But when somebody, I mean, I tell you this, Logan is such a perfectionist that he goes above and beyond what I have ever imagined, accomplished, anything. It is not just which pose, which transition. He is having a weight distribution on the legs, in particular, outer, inner, ball of the foot, heel, whatever. Then angles, and not just angles, angle of each joint has to be in some, and then upper body, lower body, angles for the open hands, and then fingers. It can be dramatic, it can be this, right? And not like some people are just, oh, I'm supposed to open hand, and then, you know, they're in this cramped up, you know, ugly looking hand, right?
Yeah. So
facial expression, where you look, energy, changing of tempo. I'm floored because right now we're working on a new routine. Look, I say this publicly. Logan's routine at the Arnold Classic in Texas is the greatest routine I have ever seen in my life. Now, some people are going to say, well, Terrence should have won. Those are the people, they're not educated to look for the details. You can freeze in every second and say, okay, it is a little mistake. This is unnecessary movement. This is repetitive. This is not posed right. Angle, you didn't, you know, showing the arm, didn't show the triceps, have to hang it, right? These kind of things. I encourage you, if you can actually put his posing routine from Arnold Classic or Texas for people at the end of this show to appreciate it.
Now we're going to run it while we're talking about all this. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, I tell you, I was considered decent poser, you know, maybe. And now when I'm talking to Logan, I realize, oh my God, I really shortened myself. I didn't go to even close level of perfectionism that he does. So now he's doing a completely new routine. Wow. Completely new routine for Shawn Ray, and which I also didn't realize. Like, okay, at the beginning, I said, okay, maybe I would change it. No. This was Shawn Ray's moves, turn into the kneeling, twisted back into the triceps. And I mean, so everything, for his posing his story. I better let you speak because I got
to ask Logan, because I remember Milos, we were watching Arnold, we were watching his routine, and you said, uh-oh, because his foot shifted like a millimeter. He said, uh-oh, he slipped up. He's going to be pissed. And, nobody would have noticed that except someone who had watched the routine being practiced over and over again. Nobody in the world noticed that, I'm sure, except you and Logan. But Logan, is that what happened? Did your foot like slipped like a tiny bit?
Talking about my double step?
Probably.
Yeah,
at the very end?
The biceps, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't get my foot planted correctly, so I had to, and I was like in the pose, and it was getting me off balance, so I had to quickly adjust my step, and it drove me nuts. It made me think I fucked the whole routine up.
No.
But
Yeah, and in Texas, he's showing to his father. By the way, his father was also a bodybuilder back in the day, and he's showing him, this pose, my signature pose.
Yeah.
But his knee, left knee was half inch further.
That was a mantis.
Yeah, that is further. Yeah, I didn't notice. Nobody would notice, right? I mean, this is a kind of paying attention to detail that he has. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say, because a lot of people are going to be, oh, Milos, you're biased. No. I mean, if he's my athlete or not my athlete, I would still say the same. You have to look at that routine. Try to look for a mistake. Try to look for something that could go differently. First you choose the best poses for your body. That's a lot of people don't do that. They do some great pose, but it looks horrible on your body. Don't do it. I was back in the day informally. I didn't have a good arms, obviously, or a great back, and I was doing a back double biceps at my free posing routine. And this guy, promoter of the show and expert, Bernd Beiderbecke from Germany, he goes, Milos, what are you trying to do? I say, look at judges. I don't have a back. I don't have a biceps. Look at me. Penalize me. It's a free posing routine, right?
Yeah, right.
You emphasize your qualities, not your weaknesses.
Right.
So he's choosing the best possible poses. Look, new routine has about four new poses, right?
There's probably 40 different poses in these.
Yeah, different poses, but four.
And not one of them's the same pose.
Yeah, but four new ones that you never did before.
More than that.
Yeah, more than that. Oh yeah, you see.
More than that.
I'll tell you this because people would again question it. I had a sequence of my posing. I can do my something up, something down, one side, twisting back, other side. This is my movement that you can wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can do this because it's like Arnold in Pumping Iron. He had that sequence perfectly.
Yeah.
So, he was doing some poses, and I wanted him to repeat the sequence that is stunning. He doesn't want to do it because I already did that sequence. Who does that?
Just this guy, apparently.
Who does that? Most perfect sequence and poses. I already done it. I don't want to do it again. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
this is what you're talking about.
I mean, there's some people do the same routine literally for years. Like I never see them even try to make a new routine. But Logan, have you done a different routine at every show pretty much?
No, well, except for this year, I had a different routine every show. But this one, I was actually planning on doing this routine all year until Terrence, after the show, said that he had never done the same routine twice. So it kind of made me go, you know what? It felt like he was talking about me doing the same routine at Texas to the Arnold, given it was only 5 weeks in between. I didn't really think that it was necessary to recreate something as masterful. And the fact that I didn't get to perform that routine on show day, it was like the next day after. I'd already eaten pizza, Reese's peanut butter cups, all sorts of shit, Yeah. So I was determined to redo that at the Arnold 100%. But like I said, after he said that, it made me go, you know what? I want to make something even more epic for my next show. So therefore, there will be nothing for anyone to ever criticize on me again. So.
Right. Okay.
I thought that he should have done the same routine for Shawn Ray because it's a stunning routine. Again, I repeat, please, post it. I'm sure you're going to have no copyright issues, and then people should enjoy it. But he didn't want it. He wanted to create And we're not talking about, Ron, you and I saying, okay, we have a 2 weeks, let's just put something together. So we do our mandatories and some transitions in between.
Yeah.
He is doing another masterpiece. And, we've been practicing here, and today we're going to go to the Dragon's Lair, and they have a posing routine, and we're going to, perfected that. And then, when he analyzes routine later, we say, okay, maybe we should, change this pose. And now if you change this pose, there is a different rhythm, right? And everything has to be put with the, music and in tune. I'm telling you, if everybody start doing this, and we have people in the classic physique and open and 212, putting a time and effort, we're going to have a so much more interesting sport. Because let's face it, are you watching, Ron? I'm going to catch it right now. I'll put you on the spot. Are you watching all the routines when you go to the to the shows?
Yeah, I have to. I mean, I get up and take bathroom breaks, but not when the routines are on. Yeah.
I see you sending the pictures and uploading and all that stuff with the people that just.
Oh, I mean, I wish I could just sit there and watch like the old days, but no, I have to send the pictures.
Yeah, no.
There's like an endless need for content, but I wish I could just sit there and appreciate and not have to keep looking up and down and posting. Yeah. But yeah. I have to ask Logan, that was your first time at Dragon's Lair?
That was my first time.
Not
just at the Vegas location, but I had never been to the Florida location either. So my first time at a Dragon's Lair entirely.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was great. It was great. I mean, I really didn't get to experience the whole gym, like as if I was going to go in there and do a freestyle workout and just enjoy the gym. Like he said earlier, we're not in there to just have fun. It was literally just to go in there and get my ass kicked. So it was probably one of the more unfun arm workouts I've had in a while. So yeah, I mean, you'll see on J Color TV.
So when you go back to Texas, are you going to try to incorporate some of these techniques, or are you going to only do that? Is it only possible to do that with Milos right there supervising?
Honestly, like I said, I've never done giant sets, so I really have no experience on setting it up. So it's probably going to be something that I do whenever I come here specifically, because I train with Cash Guidry back in Texas, and he has, his formula, the way he trains, and they both work really well for me. So honestly, if I'm just doing either one of those, it's going to work for me. And on the days that I'm not training with Cash, like say a day that, like an arm day, normally I would train by myself, or I'll have like one back day, like a push-pull day by myself as well. On something like that, I might be able to, figure out a giant set. But like I said, I'm not sure how to set it up in a way that it makes sense with how he does things. So
Regan was just texting, how is training with Logan? Did you see it?
Oh, wow.
There was notification right now. Anyway, yes. Look, I'm going to tell you, it's almost impossible to do giant sets on your own. I mean, it is. So you have to have somebody. Now, I might talk to Cash. Cash is a phenomenal coach. Just to maybe try to mix it up in a couple of rotations. Because for those people that disagree with this method, right? You tell me if you do one exercise, okay, and you reach the failure, okay. I mean, and now I add another one, a little bit different angle, a little bit different temperature, and then the third one. Where do you have more stimulation, 1 or 3? It should be no brainer, right?
Is the answer 3?
This is how, when you tell me, okay, it's unnecessary, or really, many times you do like a drop sets, and drop set is the same movement, same exercise, just dropping the load.
Yeah.
Why don't you change some other parameters, angles, grips, the width, anything, so this is how I approach it. And yes, it was fun. Today, we're going to do legs. He never did the legs giant set, so I don't know, maybe it's going to be an unpleasant experience. Yeah.
Keep a bucket close by. Milos, when you train people this way, I know back in the old days when you had the place in Fullerton, you had the intra-workout nutrition was very, very critical part of it. Is that still? Do you have them? Do you have Logan and these guys drinking something?
Absolutely.
And free.
Yeah, look, again, for people that are watching and they don't understand it, so I want them to be really careful. You and I and Logan right now, we are, inactive. Maybe 10% of our blood is in the muscle.
Yeah.
When we go to the gym, you can drive 60, 70% of that blood in exact muscle that you're training. So now, when you have that kind of blood delivery, imagine if you saturate that blood. If this is a blood vessel and I put all the pre-digested amino acids, BCAA, EAAs, creatine, glutamine, beta-alanine, citrulline, L-carnitine, you name it, okay? It's there in pre-digested state. It's ready for the uptake.
Yeah.
Every muscle contraction opens up the cells. Muscle cells, they're ready for uptake of whatever is there. So if you do have all these available nutrients, it's going to be shoved, nailed it right into the muscle that you train, which is our goal. So this is the only opportunity during a training, that hyperemia advantage. That only happens today. The only time that 60% of the blood is going to be in his quads is going to be during a training. So it's just like sending the airplane from Vegas, where are you, New York, to New York with no passengers. It's no point.
Dude,
last
time you said it was Belgrade to Paris or something.
Yeah, I did.
That same principle.
I tried to change that part of my story. You know how old people talk about the same things all the time?
I do.
And somebody that already heard them and say, "Oh man, I have to listen to this once again."
Yeah. Hyperamia. Maybe something with hyperamia and giant sets. I'm gonna help you come up with this catchy name. I'm not gonna let you down, Milos.
All right.
I'm gonna come up with a couple ideas for you. Well, you guys have a leg workout coming up soon. I am so psyched. I want Logan to get this early qualification because I was so bummed when you were not in Olympia. I was like, seriously? Are you effing? They can give special invitations and stuff, and you didn't ask for it and they didn't offer it. But I'm like, man, I'm sitting there watching the Olympia. Like, Logan should be here. Logan's, I'm looking at, what are there, like 26 guys in Classic at the Olympia? Something like that. It was almost 30 guys. And
Yeah,
oh my God, and no Logan. I'm like, mother effer. Logan should be there. This is whatever. Anyway, get that win.
Well, next year, man. Next year, I look at it literally as a blessing in disguise. Just like you mentioned earlier. I mean, I feel like I'm close. I'm getting closer to Chris. Yeah. In my honest opinion. But to take out Chris, I need a little bit more work. And I truly believe that after winning the Shawn Ray Hawaiian Classic in 2 weeks, which I will do. Yeah. Having 13 months in between now and then the Mr. Olympia, I've never in my entire career, had that. I've never been able to go and just die and compete straight for the Olympia ever. So just the amount of progress that I can make from now until then, especially in my back, which is going to be the biggest focus, my lats, my calves. I plan on really, really accentuating my calves and just completely refining everything else and keeping everything in proportion. I really think that, next year I can really go there and take it to Chris, and I might take him out.
I mean, everybody's beatable. Everybody gets beat sooner or later, unless they, retire on top before they start to downslide. So, dude.
Well, he said that I wouldn't win until he retires, but I mean, I'm here to change that, that plan of his. So I'm here to make him retire. That'd be the plan.
Yeah. Well, that's a competitive spirit. You have to appreciate it, right? Yeah. And I must say, Chris is such a classy champion. Such a classy champion. Yes. And he gives credit when credit is due. We all love the guy. The structure is perfect because his structure painted the picture what is a poster child for a classic. Right. And Logan fits in that picture perfectly, right? We were talking about some of the guys are maybe classic bodybuilders. Right. So when you think of Sergeant Bray back in the day, right? For me, that was the vision, classic bodybuilder. And so you have Robert Timms that has that kind of look in the upper body. And then Brian Jones and, some of the guys that are a little bit more muscular, beautiful bodybuilder type of physique, looks classic, but not classic physique as IBB intended to have. So if Chris is the blueprint, the closest is Logan, and Logan has something is already better than Chris, like arms, presentation in general. It is what I always say. It's not what you have, it's what you show. Many guys sometimes have it, but they don't really show it perfectly. You can bet your life that Logan is going to present it at his absolute best every time.
100%. Well, I can't wait to see. I'm really looking forward to what Regan's going to be looking like in a few months. Logan, same thing. I think, I have the utmost respect for Milos as a trainer, as a coach, and I'm so happy working with him and making these improvements. And he's hands-on. It's not just somebody you see on FaceTime every once in a while and send him some pictures and how's everything going, dude? How much did you eat today? Nah, he's a lot more involved with his clients and that's why they make the improvements. So I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us, guys. This should be pretty freaking cool. Yeah. So
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, best of luck in Hawaii. I hope you get to enjoy Hawaii a little bit.
I will. I'm going to be going up there for about a week, so it's going to be a nice vacation. End of the year, check mark. Nice. I can't wait. And I've never been to Hawaii, so what a bonus.
Yeah, cool, man. All right. Well, good luck there. Milos, thank you. I'll be in touch with you. We're going to talk about Prague in a couple of days, I'm sure. This year, this season is just like never ending, huh? Anyway, yeah. So have a great leg workout, guys. It'll be on the Milos Sarcev YouTube channel, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Yeah. You're not going to film any of it? You got to film.
Yeah, of course I will. Of course I will. Listen, this is a history. I mean, I don't necessarily post right away, but I'm sure that Logan is going to want to see it 10 years from now. Back in the day, showing to his son Reese. Yeah. Look at this, remember that time? Yeah. But seriously, I mean, I know that some people go overboard with capturing everything, but I'm at this level working with this kind of athletes. They're really top notch. And we are in a Project Olympia development of the best physique in the world in this category. So every workout counts, every rep counts. And for me, I'm so stoked. Logan does much better reps than I even request for it. I mean, I give them a little bit, possibility to cheat a little bit, use a little bit momentum and whatever. That's we were talking. There was a Jay Cutler TV, right? So Dave, Mad Max was there, and when you were doing a biceps curls, you have to see that biceps barbell curl that he is doing. Oh my God, that's the most perfected barbell curl I've ever seen. And then I remember Jay Cutler. You know how Jay always swings it?
Yes. Very sloppy
but,
form.
Jay Cutler had the phenomenal arms and great biceps. So, how can I go there that didn't have a good arms and tell, hey, Jay, you're doing it wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it's a pleasure to see Logan train. And today is going to be those super slow, painful hack squats that you go all the way down and then 3/4 of the way up. And then, when your leg starts shaking, you don't let him get out of it. You stay there for a while.
All right. So I'm looking forward to watching the highlights of this. This is going to be cool. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Cool. All right, guys. Have an awesome workout.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you so much for taking the time, guys. Have an awesome workout. And Logan, good luck in Hawaii. Shawn Ray Hawaiian Classic. That's it. All right. For Ron Line Report. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Logan Franklin and Milos Sarcev. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications, hit the bell, and make sure you hit always, because I want you to watch our videos. Please watch our videos. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
All right.